Okay, officially, good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome out, everyone, to the Options Income Launchpad Sunday Market Insights, where we get to sit together as the markets closed and try to get a better sense of what we think is going on. Doug said, thoughts on the Maduro effect on the markets? Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. I think there could definitely be an oil impact. I'm not sure how much the overall market is going to be impacted. But one thing that we can do is check the futures later tonight. Later tonight, when the futures come back online, you can just go in there, take a quick peek, and get a sense of how does it look like the market is reacting to it. So yeah, no, I agree with you guys. It's likely to be interesting what the impact is. Did I miss anyone? Good morning, Tony Z. All right, let's get going. As always, education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing we do or say should be considered or intended as a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product. We are not brokers or advisors, therefore, nothing we do should constitute personalized investment advice. Any decisions made should be at your own risk. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, today we are going to talk about market posture, obviously, both ours and the AI model that we have developed and calibrated, I think, quite well. CVX, that's oil stock, yeah. Good morning, Steve C. Good to see you. We'll look at the economic calendar for this week. It's jobs. It's the first week of the month, and so that makes it jobs reports, where we'll better understand the employment situation. That'll help us understand the sectors. That'll help us to conduct some beginning of the year watch list maintenance. One of the things I said I'd like to do on Tuesday and Thursday this week is essentially scan all the top sectors, find any stocks that are good that we're not watching. Make sure we're starting the year with as strong of a watch list as we possibly can. Start cleaning out a few things that aren't looking as good. We'll build an early opportunity list for the week. I've got my note card out. And trading plan. Still no trading plan. This week is still, there's plenty of opportunity for you to assess and prioritize. So first thing you do is assess and evaluate. You have 8 sections in your trading plan template. You should go into each one and say, on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident am I in this section? And that will put that will just kind of give you the rankings. Issues on the option log going to 2026. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, you know what? If we have time, we can pull it up today. If not, let's pull it up on Tuesday if you're there and look at it. But and please send me a message that kind of lets me know what's going on, and then I can address it for the group. All right, let's get into it. We've got our market posture log Ooh, I have a quick thing I want to do. Give me 1 second here. Let's see what the average posture. If you look down here, average posture is 3.375. 3.375. I have a feeling the one before that, I bet 2024 was higher. Let's see if I'm right. 5.38. Yeah, almost 2 points higher in 2024 than 2025. But we're starting 2025, 2026 at a 5, maybe. Maybe a little above, maybe a little below. We'll see. Okay, let's see. Give me a second and I will bring our posture over. Here we go. Market posture. And we're going to start with the long term, obviously. I'm not expecting any changes in these first three. I'll just call that out right now. Steven, I thought I saw you post your scores. Thoughts on the first three? Any movement for you? Performance problem was detected. Hold on now. Hold on. Okay. Let's take a look at the SPY. Let's take it back to 3-year weekly. And I'm not sure what this line down here is, but I'm going to get rid of that. This one too. Okay. Okay, let's start here. Ah, Don. Okay, very cool. Very cool to hear. This week's chart analysis. I would expect no change here. What would it take for a change? That's a question. At this point, it would either be break below or pop above. I needed to get... So this next week, it needs to get above 702. Maybe 705. And then I'd be like, okay, but 705, that's 22 points. So that's about a 4% move up for the month. Or really about the same down. Otherwise, we're just in this range now. And ChatGPT agrees. 1.25. It continues. Really pretty easy one there. 1.25. We'll go to the short term. This week's chart for analysis. 1/4/26. Let's bring this one back down here. Get a snippet. Try that again. One more time. And there we... What is going on with my snippet tool today, you guys? There we go. Okay. And we'll drop it in there. And go. What do I think? I'm keeping mine where it is. Yeah, last week we had 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. So nothing happened but a small meander down. I'm going to keep mine at 1.25. Let's see if ChatGPT kept its at 1.5 or pulled back a little bit. Okay, pulled back a little bit. Rationale. The short-term trend remains bullish but is cooled. Pulled back, consolidating above the 50, preserving higher low structure but losing upside momentum. Down slightly from last week as the breakout failed to accelerate, transitioned into consolidation. Trend is still constructive, but strength is moderated. Okay. Above 690 or around 690 or 670 are its ranges. So ChatGPT has dropped 1/4 point. Right? That's funny, Gabe. Okay. Yeah, it did catch up. It was funny because last week it put its score up a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I was like, we don't want to over calibrate. And I think, Steven, you're right. We all kind of felt like, I don't know about that, but we're going to let it go and see if it down adjusts itself. And it did. So it's like, okay, well done, ChatGPT. Well done. Okay. Let's keep going through. 1 month daily. Okay. I'm going to keep mine the same. I'm going to keep mine at 1/4 because it's still a tie with activity. Pardon me. Excuse me. Thank you, Gabe. And Steve. See? Thank you, Steve D. No change. Now, if this moves one more time, next week, if it's over here, then maybe I'm going to be like, I don't know. And maybe what I'll do. So if you look at our slope, it's basically straight across. I'm a 0.25. We're straight across. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I don't need to be like, oh, well, it should be an upslope because you have a 0.25 or down. As long as it's not like something crazy where, I'm negative and it's a steep upslope, or I'm positive and it's a steep downslope. I mean, that's the line of sanity is what we're doing here. So is it okay? Are we saying to have a 0.25 with what we see here? Yeah, 100% for me. So I'm going to leave mine at 0.25. Now, ChatGPT. Ooh, wait a second. I was like, wait, we have new volume that is above average. Let's address that. Who saw it? How did you score it? Buy, sell, tie. Let me know that real fast before I get it in. Okay. I've got 86 over 78. Nope, 89. You have a different picture. Ooh. 89. In what way? Over 78. It's 114%. So that's 14% above average. Your candles look, yeah. Is that Thinkorswim? Yes. Huh. Did yours start on 12/4? Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. So, yes, this is above average volume. So, let's give it a box. But it went from here, 681.74, to here, 683.7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 8th of December? Yours is green? Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of this here? This one here, you're saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Okay, you have 7 bars to the left of this one, and I only have 6. Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. So this one here only gained 0.18%. We were only up $1.25. So unfortunately for me, I am going to say a tie. A tie. The buyers, if they could have kept it up here, then we would have gotten it. Right? We need 0.5%. So it was there for a little bit, although it was also down here for a little bit. And then it finished slightly ahead. So I'm going to say a tie for me. And now let's go. You have 21 bars. Yeah, that's odd. I'm not sure why that would be. Oh my gosh, what is going on with Snippet today? What is happening today? All right, here we go. And let's go put this in to the hopper. Oh, wait a second. I forgot. No, what's this? That already scored it. I was like, wait, what? Let's go to a volume. This week's chart for analysis. 1/4/26. Paste. Go. Ready, go. Agree with the tie. Okay, here's this week. 0. Holding at 0. We need a new buy day to get it up, a new sell day for it to drop. I'm fine. I mean, look, technically, I feel like I'm following the rule a little better. However, I can't disagree when I look at the line of, um, yeah, John, that's a good thought. Maybe there was some issues with the way that, each person's software is configuring the holidays. But we end up at I don't know, did we end up at the same place? I don't think the extra day matters, to be fair. I usually throw the last day out anyways. So it'll be interesting to see, because if this thing moves one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this pile is going to be over here. And it's like, I don't know. I could see this thing, I could see my score dropping to a 0 if we don't get any new buy days. I think it's likely to drop to a 0. It makes the slope slightly positive from the beginning to the end. That makes sense. I see why you're bringing it up. That's fair. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let's get to a major market. Quick peek at the Fed watch while we're here. Holding pretty steady at this level of nobody thinks it's going to in the January meeting. Could that change if we see some new data come out? Scary employment data this week might influence the Fed to give it one more knock. I would say possibly. I think that the last GDP report that came in positive was good enough that the Fed is more reluctant because of it. So we'll see what happens. I read something. Someone tell me if you've heard anything along these lines. I read something that said 80% of the tariffs this year were borne by the businesses, approximately 80%. So essentially saying that consumers felt a 20% increase in tariffed product prices, but that they're unlikely to continue to shoulder that burden, and it's going to continue shifting. So that could be a dangerous thing for inflation, and the Fed is going to be watching that. So I definitely get the feeling that the Fed really wants to see more data come in and evaluate it. But we'll see what happens when we get this week's. And we'll go through that real fast here as well. Monday, nothing really. Manufacturing expected to be about the same. Stephen, if you didn't see his comment, he did his original analysis on Saturday. Now that he updates it, it disappears that other day. There you go. Thank you, Stephen, for updating. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, ADP. Last month was negative 32. They're expecting 45. That's good. Good to see. Good to see, and likely to lower expectations, not raise them for the Fed. The Fed steps in if they think that employment is in trouble, not recovering. So if we see the numbers go from minus 32 to positive 45 or better, then that's going to stall a little bit. Job openings are still well above 7 million. Same thing. That's the same thing. We'll see how the number comes in. The stronger it is, the less likely the Fed is going to do anything again. Jobless claims came in at 199,000. 199,000, which is well under our expectations. That's good. We'll see if it stays in that range. Lastly, we have the big one, which is non-farm payrolls. Last month, 64. This month, expecting 54. Expecting the unemployment rate to tick up from 4.6 to 4.7. Um, and yeah, it's not negative. It's certainly not keeping pace. We need like 120,000 really to keep, for things to stay in a good current state. I don't see anything here that looks like it would orient around necessitating the Fed. I don't see that at all. So I think that if we get these expectations, we'll drop to a like 90%, 90-10. 20K on unemployment, 50K on non-farm payrolls. Okay. Let's get these major market analysis going. 1, 2, 3. And let's get a snippet. Boom. And here we go. This week's charts for analysis. 1 for 20. I can't believe it's 26. Boom. First one. What do we think? We have tech at the top. Looks good. Russell has dropped a little, but is still trying to hold at or slightly above the S&P. That's okay. NASDAQ still in a lagging position. Foundationally, this looks bullish. Let's go to the 133. Dow is lagging. NASDAQ, Russell leading. The Russell is the leading index from this perspective. That looks bullish. Foundationally, continuing to be bullish. And now we go to the scorable section, which we had dropped a little on due to a little bit of strength from the Dow. And it's still there. It's not increasing. And it's not like, oh my God, look how defensive this looks. It looks like the Dow kind of popped up into the leading position, barely. It's been a pretty steady movement. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to leave my score where it is. Where was I? 0.75? I'm still okay with 0.75. It hasn't gotten worse. I did forget to grab the 133 real fast. Hold on. Let me grab this one. And let me grab this one. I'm going to leave my score the same, but let's go take a quick peek. I'd love to hear from the group where everybody else is. That's not what I wanted. I want all 66 days. Let's drop that in. And Steve sees where I am. Let's drop to 22. So on 22, you can see NASDAQ is lagging, but the Russell is trying to jump back up. I'm gonna leave it where it is. If it gets worse next time, I'll drop it to a 0.5. If we see the Dow sort of meander back down, that's what it would take to lead it back to a 1. Let me go finish putting this one in. Is that the right one? Oh, no, that's not the right one. That's the same one twice. Let's get this one in. 22 days. And let's see what it says. Okay. That's fair, Steven. If anything, that's what I would look at is, the first two are very strong, and then it starts to be like, well, wait a second. And that's what we would expect if weakness is coming. I just haven't seen enough to drop it a second one yet, but I respect that you have. And I'm curious, where was this? I'm at a 0.75. It's at a 0.75. Yeah, let's see if it drops to a 0.5 like you. Could possibly be. Step 1, 2, 3. This week, okay, there you go. It's I don't like that it keeps like we assess each week according to charts presented. It's like this one gives me such a weird answer where it's like, you're right to check. I'm like, wait, that's not what I said. I know, Gabe. I ask for their thoughts. I ask if they feel all the time. I think it's funny and ironic. Be like, what are your thoughts on this, ChatGPT? It's like, I don't have thoughts. Did the final score align? Okay. Here we go. See, this is what we wanted. It is, Sandy, I've mentioned that before, right? Like, it's like, oh, you've got great ideas. You're fabulous. What a smart guy you are, Scott. And I'm like, hey, I'm not looking for you to blow smoke up my backside, but, okay. Clear commitment going forward. Each drop is a sealed packet. All right, there we go. So the score was valid, which it did drop to a 0.5. I'm actually feeling like I'm going to do the same now. Is that weird? Like, as I read the rationale and I was thinking about, its rationale was talking about, we see it earlier. I think I'm going to drop mine too. I feel like a couple of weeks in a row of the same thing is starting to disintegrate it a little bit. I'll give it back easily, but I'm going to pull mine. This is the first week where I've really had like a good ChatGPT influence on me of like, well, are you holding that score despite the fact that both the 66 and the 22 show the Dow holding the leading position? Yeah, all right. Look at my open-mindedness, you guys. I'm proud of myself for that. So I'm dropping mine a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, sector rotation. Ooh, ChatGPT's down a half a point all of a sudden. We'll see. Oh, I need that back. Steve's joining us. All right, it's a consensus. Love it. Okay, let's go here to the sectors. Venezuela should push the Dow next week, John says. That's a great point, John. Those are the kinds of things that will have traders looking for safe harbor, right? Safe harbor, and that's what the Dow becomes, that defensive safe harbor attribution. Okay. Good. That was good. I like that. I like what we did today. Good work, group. Well done. Well done, us. Nope, I didn't get all I wanted. What is going on with my snippeting? Is that what you would call this verb? Snippeting? Let me get this so I don't lose my... I'm glad we addressed the way it's been scoring. Because it's been driving me nuts. It keeps talking about me asking for an adjustment. I'm like, that was like a month ago. I think as you watch what we're doing with this, you can see why. Two things. You can see why there's so much interest in ChatGPT, in AI, and in its applications, because it's amazing when it works. And then you can see why businesses are having issues, because there's unreliability, right? If you don't have an expert there to be like, wait a second, that doesn't sound right? If you just had some person who didn't know anything about it running it, they wouldn't know. So you can't really replace people because you need somebody to check the AI. I don't know. It's a very interesting thing for me. Okay. Let's go through this. Technology in the lead. Discretionaries right there as well as communication services. Those are the three that are at or around the market. Close is industrials, then financials, and then it keeps dropping. For now, Steve C says, yeah, right, wait 5 years and see. Oh, goodness. Healthcare, materials, staples, energy. Okay. Pretty good start. Let's go to the 133. That's a good way to put it, Gabe. He said it's like having a team of researchers, but you're making the decision, not them. Minions don't make good decisions. That's a good way to put it for now. Okay. Technology. Not in the lead anymore. It sort of gave it back to healthcare. Healthcare just sort of staying in that area. Discretionary was in the run, and then it dropped down below the market. Communication services was trying, and then it dropped down. So we really just have these two. These other ones are close. Communication services, industrials, consumer discretionary, they're all close, but they're not there. So it kind of lost some ground there. Let's see what 66 looks like. Ooh, that is not good. That's not good. So the foundation was iffy, and we've lost technology from our scoring perspective. Having healthcare at the top is not enough for me. Sorry, I forgot to grab the 133. Having healthcare at the top is not enough for me to give it a defensive score, a negative score. I'm going to give it a neutral score, but I am definitely going to drop it from a 0.25 to a 0. There's number 2. Let's drop down and talk about it again. So healthcare is kind of quasi-defensive, but not really. It's not utilities. It's not staples. So it's not enough for me to take this negative. but it's definitely enough to take away because we've lost. Now, who's coming up? Materials, industrials, technologies there. So we could see a shift back, but for now, I'm taking mine to a 0. Ooh, let's see if ChatGPT is going to agree or disagree. What do I have? Do I have this one? No. I need this one. Okay. Let's drop it in. Let's just go look at the road ahead. I think I've scored it, but I'm curious. Oh yeah. Financials is okay. Materials is moved. Industrials trying. Kind of a weird mixed bag. Where's the market? Here. There's some okay looking growth sectors there. The next week we'll see who leads. We could get this quarter point back pretty quickly. But as of right now, definitely dropping the quarter of a point. Let's see what ChatGPT says. I'm actually going to not call it ChatGPT. I'm going to call it Forecast GPT. Forecast or posture. We got to give it a better name. Our own model. Boom. Let's see. Barbara? Let's see what Barbara has to say. Our market seer. Oh, goodness. That's funny. AI posture, John says. I like that. Okay, Steven dropped a quarter to make it a 0.25. Okay. Sector rotation. Technology. I don't see technology in a leading position. But I'm not going to check it because it scored at a 0. But wasn't it a 0.25? Huh. Okay. A 0. That score came from This is just a check-in. I'm just asking if it did what it was supposed to do. So it can be like, yeah. While it's answering, let's read the rationale. 66 is the anchor. 22, confirmation tiebreaker. Tech still leads, but weaker. That was a little iffy to me. No convincing strength. Defensive overlap. Blah, blah, blah. You say stayed at 0, but weren't you 0.25 last week? Okay. That's my final thing. We'll just see what it says. Still doesn't change. Prior week was 0.25. Reference day was incorrect. Oh. Wait a second. It did not want to change its scoring. Okay. So I dropped mine to a 0, and it's going to stay at a 0.25. That's fine. I can live with that. Steven's also at a 0.25. Posture bot. That's a good one. Posture bot. Okay. I'm a 0 there. ChatGPT. Sorry. Posture bot. I don't know. Posture GPT. The Oracle. How about the Oracle? The Oracle says keep it at 0.25. The other flaw in AI is it has poor memory for last. Yes, Gabe, that's a good point. Don's a 0 like me. Poltergeist. All right, let's get to the VIX, and then we'll go through our watch list. Call it a day. That's all we'll have left for today. Let's go see. Let's go see back 6 months. Let's take this to the VIX, which chat. Let's see. It's up, wants to roll, but it hasn't quite made it yet. That's almost a lower high. I believe last week I gave it an extra 1/4 point already. Yeah, it would have to get that lower high confirmed before I give it a 1.5. I'm going to stay at 1.25. That's my score. Let's go see what the Oracle says. Not to be confused with the Oracle of Omaha. Okay. And VIX analysis. This week's chart for analysis. 1/4/26. Okay, I'm staying at a 1.25. We'll see what ChatGPT does. Remains at a 1. The VIX remains suppressed, closing near 14.5, holding below all moving averages. Volatility continues to consolidate at the lower end of its multi-month range. No meaningful rebound attempt or higher low forming. This confirms that institutional hedging remains minimal. Option pricing is firmly in a low fear regime. Yes. I'm at a 1.25. Continuity reflects a sustained calm environment, blah, blah, blah. A move back above 16 would be required for a downgrade. What would it take for you to move your score up to a 1.25? That's a good question to ask, right? A 1.25 is not just low volatility. It signals entrenched institutional complacency. And the market is comfortable carrying risk through time. That's a higher bar, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I need. Sustained compression below 14. Not just a spike. One close below 14 accomplishment. Another one. A rally above that fails. Flattening. Okay. Well, that's pretty reasonable. I actually feel like if it breaks down here, if it closes below 14.30, then that confirms this is a lower high, and that's enough for me. I don't have quite this detailed. Oh, it's good to see. Okay. Don says his is a 0.75, but peer pressure is causing him to move it. Love it. Love it. Okay. I mean, I got to say, I was expecting it to hold maybe a little better. Any thoughts from you guys? Like, I didn't feel like there was much. I mean, it's only a half of a point. We both us and the Oracle dropped a half a point. Do I publish the weekly GPT notes? I really do more of ours. Would you like them? I can put together a second post. I'm not going to email it. It gets so long. But if that's interesting, I will put together a post for the Circle site. Would that be okay? Like as a good compromise to be like, hey, if you're interested in what the Oracle says for each thing, that would be super easy for me to do. 3 S's, it's done. You guys know how this group works. Once we get to 3, we're done. We're like, that's it. The vote's in. Love it. Done. I'll start this week. Oh, don't forget, I'm gonna go in and change times. We're gonna. The reason I haven't been too stressed about it is because if you show up 15 minutes early, you'll just be like, oh, he changed it. But I'm gonna change the times this week. We're gonna start right at market start. Market open, we start. It doesn't say it on the calendar yet, but it will. So, make a note of that, or else you'll just kind of just be sitting there looking at opening stuff. It's not a huge deal, right? I mean, I'm sure you're all probably there 15 minutes before the market opens anyways, if you can be, just kind of looking at the opening and getting settled and ready to go. So let's plan on an 8:30 start time, kicking us off in the new year. Or 9:30. Going forward, not necessarily forever, because we're open. Like if everyone starts to be like, you know what, Scott, we hate this. We hate it. If you hate it, you should make sure you let me know. Don't be silent. Be like, yeah, it's not good. It's better the other way. Because if we get enough people, saying, nah, it's not good. The intention of it is to have more time during trading hours. That's the intention. That extra 15 minutes to let us find something, trade something. That's the intention. I get it. Gabe. Give me your feedback. If you're like, hey, you know what? It's really not working out. I've wondered about that same thing. Like, do we need to start it like I don't know. We're going to try it because that's where the feedback has pushed us. But make sure you keep me posted on how you think it's going. Okay. Oof, gosh, I thought I was doing well for time. And then all of a sudden we got into these chats and I've got to get to the watch list. So let's go find what's on our list this week. Apple. I'm going to keep Apple for one more week. But only because it's still above the 50. My AI says when VIX score equals 1 and VIX is less than 15, trade like a point size. Interesting. We generally have, in fact, we've been starting to get 25, 26. We are over 100 in the group. Do those who are not on the call have an input to this? I haven't heard. But if you're listening to the recordings and you're saying, hey, I'd come if this happened. Yeah, I welcome the feedback. AMKR's taken off. Made a nice move for anyone patient enough to stay with it. I know there was a few of us who did. Amazon. I'm going to hold off on Amazon. I don't love the way that it looks. It really couldn't make a new high. AVGO. I'm going to hold off on AVGO. I still like AXP. I still think financials has something in it for us. BAC. You could have traded on Friday. Citigroup could have traded on Friday. Both of those I'm looking at as potential early Monday trades because the confirmation's already there, right? The confirmation's already there. So both of those are ones that I'm saying, you know what, those might be viable for us on Monday. Caterpillar. Caterpillar got a bullish move, but that one's a little too big. When we start veering on 5%, it makes it very difficult to get into the trade. CIEN looks good. It was such a weird day because there were so many stocks, and a lot of them were on our watch list, that had these beautiful moves. But the market overall was pretty flat, coherent on the list. Lets us know we're watching the right things. Credo, no. Cisco. Ooh, Cisco fell apart. I'm going to leave that one off my list. Delta's on my list. DIA, flat. Fox, still good. Still good, still viable. First Solar, I'm a yes there. That was one we were looking for, but unfortunately, got a 5% trigger. GE we were watching. Unfortunately, we got a 4+% trigger. Gold. I'd still put gold on the list. I think gold still looks like it's moving. General Motors looks fantastic. That one's a beautiful, beautiful setup developing, in my opinion. Google is still on my list. Kind of in the no man's land right now. Goldman, 4%. 4% on the trigger. It's hard to deal with that. Howmet, even that one was 3.25, and you can see you're like, oh, it's kind of a big trigger there. But that's viable. It's turned. If it opens down in this area, you might be able to pick it up at 209, put a stop down here at 203. That's 6 points. The last time it moved 22. That would put us at 27, 209, 18, 6 to 18, 3 to 1. Boom. Boom. IBM. No, obviously it's breaking lows. It's down to the 100. Intel. Come on, Intel. We have a trade on Intel. We were patient. We sat through a little jiggle, and now we're getting the movement we wanted. Definitely still looks like it's got plenty of upside potential. Let me know if you're still in Intel or if you took Intel. IWM. Looks fine. Still in. Love it. Yes. Yes, the Steves. JCI, I still like. JCI ended up squeezing out some profits if you were patient with it and let it do its thing. Lumentum. Lumentum looks good. I get it, Gabe. I get it. I mean, sometimes it's like, well, you have to decide. Do I already have some technology on? Do I have, it makes sense if you miss one. Eli Lilly, no. LRCX. I mean, I love it. It's been on our list. It was flagging, and then all of a sudden it's up 8%. There's nothing we can do with that. Nothing we can do with that. Got out when it hit 38.50. Okay. Macy's. Ooh, Macy's. And a buy signal. If you took a trade on Friday, I'd be like, yeah, good trade. If we take the trade on Monday, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Still makes sense. MasterCard, Meta, Morgan, yes. I like Morgan. Microsoft is a no. That jump was me. Got some good after Christmas specials. Okay, love it. Micron. I mean, it's just very strong. It's just not really giving us good swing trade signals. However, I know somebody got in a piece of that early in the morning and took a day trade on it. Well done. Netflix is a no. Nvidia is a yes for me. I like the way Nvidia looks. Palantir. Oh gosh, we were looking at Palantir and then all of a sudden it fell apart. The Real. I'm looking for it. We made money. I made money on my Real. Took a while. Finally, it got there. Never broke support. Never actually broke back below the midpoint of this. Our day was here. Then it made this, and then it just sort of stalled. But it never broke back below this midpoint. So I'm like, I'm going to hold, and then we were able to squeeze some money out of it. And now it made a new high, and it's making a higher low. Let's get ready. Rocket Lab. Oh, Rocket Lab with your big entry candle. 9%. Oh, and look how much volatility it had. At one point, it was all the way down here. That would have been a tough one. Tell me if you did it, though, so I can congratulate you. Ross Stores looks good. RTX looks pretty good. A little bit of a big candle. So many of these big triggers. I hate big triggers. Silver's trying to still hold up. SNDK. I still like SNDK. STX. I still like STX. And I still like Teradyne. But look at the size of that 7% trigger. It's like you're waiting, and then boom, it takes off. Nothing you can do. You did nothing wrong. We didn't miss anything. TJX looks great. Consumer discretionary, strong there. Tesla, they're getting some sales issues disclosed. I'd be a little careful there. TSM, I like it, but there's no signal. It needs to pull back. WBD, no. It's kind of too flat. WDC, no. A little flat. Walmart, yes. Walmart is a yes, and we took it. And it's trying to do its thing, so let's see if it does. We took it, and then it just sort of hiccuped, and now it's trying to go. Great. Great. Okay. Well, there it is. Yeah. We're out of time now, John, but if you asked that question earlier, we'll have trade time. In fact, let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. Are you going to be here in the morning? Yes, let's do it tomorrow. Because we'll start at 9:30 Eastern, and we'll have a little extra time probably to take a look at it and talk about it as that's part of trading. Right? We want trading time, and that's a trade we have on that's live, so that sounds like a great idea. We'll go through that, and we'll discuss it. Whew, good day. Thank you, Steven. I'll take a look. It's good to see everybody. Again, Happy New Year to everyone. Let's have a phenomenally strong 2026. I'll see you guys in the morning. Look for the updates and things to be posted today, including the notes from the Oracle. Notes from the Oracle. That's what I'm going to call the post. Notes from the Oracle. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, you guys. Have a great day. As always, happy trading.